Welcome everybody to our YouTube channel TV Math. We are going to discuss a quick way of calculating percentage. It can be your job interview or it can be your homework task in your school. Independently, what's your reason to look for this answer? Let's have a start. Okay, job interview question. You can have this kind of job interview question if you apply of working in a big corporation. They used to have a math task together with the programming task, or any analytical job may require this kind of task solving. Okay, let's start. So if you take a look here, you have a 14% of 50 plus 2 multiplied by 6% of 25 plus 6% of 25. So now we have a rule of swapping those two numbers. So if you want to calculate the 14% of 50, you can swap the numbers and make it like 50% of 14. Why you are supposed to do this? Main reason is because it's easier to calculate the 50% of 14 instead of 14% of the 50. You can just split by half the 14, which is 7. Anyone can do it, right? We can quickly halve the number in our minds without using calculator, whereas the 14%, it's like divide by 100 and then multiply by 14, for example, and that's it's more difficult, right? For sure. So let's calculate this. 50% of 14, of course, it's like 14 per 2, which is 7. And now we have a plus. Okay, we have a multiplication here, so we know how to multiply by 2, but let's focus on this this whole statement, right? So again, 6% of 25, you may not know, but 25% of a 6, you may know, right? So it's 25% of the 6 plus, again, 25% of the 6, because we are swapping those two numbers. So now 25% of the 6. It's like divide by 4, right? So if you divide the 6 by 4, it will be 1.5 plus 1.5, which together is 3. And now you have 2 multiplied by 3 and it is 6. So 7 plus 2 multiplied by 3 means it's 7 plus 6, which is 13, right? So now that's a quick way, right, to calculating this. You can just swap the numbers. Like, instead of calculating the 6% of the 25, you can calculate 25% of the 6. So you can just move this sign here. So it's not the 6%, it's 25%, right? You can just move this percentage symbol. Okay, now why it's so? Like you may wonder why is it kind of magic? Okay, let's have a look how those numbers looks like if we're presenting them in a like kind of computer way, maybe. So it's like 14%. It's something like this, right? 0.14. And if you multiply it by 50, it will be 50 dot. And now you have plus 2 multiplication, and in the brackets you will have 6%, right? So 6% is nothing less than 0.06 multiply by 25. So 25 is a 25 dot. So now, if you take a look here, what you can do, you can move the dots. So if I'm moving the dots here to make it 14, because I like 14 number, so I'm moving the dot. Okay, let's have a look with the different color. Okay, we are going to move this dot here, and on another side we are moving in another direction. Again, the dot. So it will be the 14 now. And here it will be 0.50, right? Or 0.5. So now, what you notice, it's like moving the dots as well. You are moving the dots like you are swapping the numbers. So you can move the dots. And remember, if you on the left side, you move the dots to the right, on the right side, you are moving the dots on to the left on the same number of positions. So here we were moving the dot to the right by 2 positions, and here we move the dot to the left by 2 positions. So now we obtain like 2 numbers, and this is exactly the same what we are discussing here. It's like half of 14, right? So if you are familiar more with this, you can do this approach. But hey, let's have a look. Is it still a magic? No, it's not the magic. Let's have a look at those numbers again. Okay, let me choose another color now. Okay. So now, if you look at the 14, like 0.14 and 50 point, we have 14, 100. This is another representation, right? And 50. So now what's going on here, right? So what we can do, instead of like moving the dots, we can think about moving the calculation here, and what it will be, right? If we moving the dots, what it will be actually, it will be changing this number, right? So if we are changing the number on this side, we also changing the number on the other side, but we are moving dots into the different directions. Here we move to the right, and here we move to the left. So if we imagine that there is a 100 here, right? We can imagine it's not 100 here anymore, it's 1. So it will be 100, like 1 divided by 100, okay? And it will be 14, 1, and 50, 1. So what we can do with this 100 right now, it's like moving the dot. So we can decide what to do. Let's say we will move this 100 to here, right? If you move the 100 to here, we'll get the 0.14, right? And this will stay. So if we like divide this 100 and move the 10 here, and another 0 will move here. So simply we can make it like, okay, in general, like in fact this 100 will be like 110, multiply by 110, right? Or 110. And we can make a like quarter this. So here we move the 1 0 here, another 0 here. So we got the 1.4 and 5, which also will like end up with 7, right? So this is what happened here. It's not the moving the dots, it's just making this calculation in background that we represent the numbers in this way, like and then we can decide where move the dots actually by different representation of calculation, right? So to summarize, you can have this, okay, swapping numbers strategy, which will let you change the order of a calculation, and instead of 2% of 50, you can have 50% of 2. It is the first strategy, swapping the numbers. And now the second strategy you can use is moving the dots. So when you hear moving the dot to the right by 2 positions, then here on the right side you are moving the dot by 2 positions to the left, and you will end up with exactly the same result. And that we already discussed, that it's all about like changing the order of calculation basically in the background, right? Because it will be 2 per 100 here, and here it will be 50 divided by 1. So now you can change the order, and you can, for example, make it 2 by 10, and here 50 also by 10, right? So it will be exactly like 5, and it will be something like 10 1, okay? So it's up to you what you are going to choose, right? This moving dots strategy, or you can use the swapping number strategy. I think that will be more easier, because then you don't need to, like, if you are not familiar with this representation, then swapping numbers, it's easy to remember, just swap them, and or move this percentage label, or maybe it's better to say like swap percentage label, like change the place of the percentage label, and you are right, you have a right result. Okay, that is for now. That's it. I hope you like this video and it will be helpful for you during your interviews. I'm going to prepare more like review of the task that exist on the job interview situations. If you like this video, if you want to help us grow, you can subscribe to the channel, click there, and we'll see you soon. Bye.